Hello and welcome to this video about Gwalior, a historic city in the heart of India. Gwalior is famous for its magnificent fort, royal palaces, ancient temples, and rich cultural heritage. In this video, we will explore some of the best places to visit in Gwalior and learn about its fascinating history and culture. Let's begin. 1. Gwalior Fort. The first and most iconic attraction of Gwalior is the Gwalior Fort, which is also known as the Pearl among the fortresses in India. The fort is perched on a rocky hill and overlooks the entire city. It was built in the 10th century by the Kachapagadha dynasty and later expanded and renovated by various rulers, including the Tomars, the Mughals, the Marathas, and the Scindias. The fort is a marvel of architecture and engineering, with massive walls, bastions, gates, palaces, temples, and water tanks. The fort also has a museum, which displays weapons, armors, paintings, sculptures, and other artifacts from different periods of Gwalior's history. 2. Gujari Mahal. Inside the fort complex, there is a beautiful palace called Gujari Mahal, which was built by Raja Man Singh Tomar in the 15th century for his beloved queen, Mrignayani. The palace is a fine example of Indo-Islamic architecture, with arched windows, domed ceilings, and carved pillars. The palace also houses the Archaeological Museum, which showcases a collection of rare and exquisite sculptures, coins, inscriptions, and pottery from various eras and regions of India. Some of the highlights of the museum are the Shalabanjika, a 10th century statue of a woman holding a branch, the Jairasper Vishnu, a 7th century statue of Vishnu with 4 arms, and the Surya, a 5th century statue of the sun god with 7 horses. 3. Telika Mandir. Another remarkable structure within the fort is the Telika Mandir, which is the tallest and oldest temple in Gwalior. The temple was built in the 9th century and is dedicated to Vishnu, the preserver of the universe. The temple has a unique design, combining elements of Nagara, Dravidian, and Buddhist styles of architecture. The temple has a rectangular base, a soaring tower, and a circular roof. The temple is adorned with sculptures of various deities, animals, and floral motifs. The temple is also known as the Oilman's Temple, because it was either built by or used by the Teli community, who were oil merchants. 4. Sas Bahu Temple. Near the Telika Mandir, there is a pair of temples called the Sas Bahu Temple, which literally means the mother-in-law and daughter-in-law temple. The temples were built in the 11th century by the Kachapagadha kings and are dedicated to Vishnu. The larger temple is called the Sas Temple and the smaller one is called the Bahu Temple. The temples are famous for their intricate carvings and exquisite sculptures, depicting scenes from Hindu mythology, legends, and epics. The temples also have beautiful ceilings, pillars, and arches, which showcase the skill and craftsmanship of the ancient artists. 5. Tomb of Muhammad Gaus and Tansen. Leaving the fort, we head to the tomb of Muhammad Gaus and Tansen, which is a sacred and serene place in Gwalior. Muhammad Gaus was a 16th century Sufi saint and teacher, who was revered by both Hindus and Muslims. He was also the spiritual mentor of Tansen, one of the greatest musicians and singers in Indian history. Tansen was one of the 9 jewels of Emperor Akbar's court and is considered the founder of the Gwalior Gharana, a school of classical music. The tomb of Muhammad Gaus is a splendid example of Mughal architecture, with a hexagonal shape, a dome, and lattice windows. The tomb of Tansen is a simple and modest structure, with a tamarind tree next to it. It is believed that chewing the leaves of the tree can enhance one's musical abilities. The tomb is also the venue of the annual Tansen Music Festival, which attracts musicians and music lovers from all over the world. 6. Jai Vilas Palace. The next stop on our tour of Gwalior is the Jai Vilas Palace, which is a grand and opulent palace built by Maharaja Jayajirao Scindia in the 19th century. The palace is a fusion of European and Indian styles of architecture, with influences from Italian, Tuscan, Corinthian, and French designs. The palace has 400 rooms, 35 halls, and 12 dining rooms, each decorated with lavish furniture, paintings, chandeliers, carpets, and curtains. The palace also has a museum, which displays the royal belongings, such as weapons, jewelry, costumes, silverware, and carriages. The most impressive part of the palace is the Durbar Hall, which has 2 of the world's largest chandeliers, weighing 3.5 tons each. The palace is still the residence of the Scindia family, who are the descendants of the former rulers of Gwalior. 7. Sun Temple. The last place we visit in Gwalior is the Sun Temple, which is a modern and magnificent temple dedicated to the sun god, Surya. The temple was built in 1988 by G.D. Birla, a famous industrialist and philanthropist. The temple is inspired by the Konark Sun Temple in Odisha and is made of red sandstone. The temple has a chariot-like structure, with 12 wheels and 7 horses, representing the movement of the sun across the sky. The temple also has a sanctum, where a golden idol of Surya is installed. The temple is surrounded by a lush green garden, which adds to its beauty and tranquility. Finally, this brings us to the end of our video about Gwalior, a city that has a glorious past and a vibrant present. Gwalior is a city that offers a lot to its visitors, from historical monuments, to cultural events, to musical festivals. Gwalior is a city that will enchant you with its charm and elegance. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos on India's amazing destinations. See you next time.